if you are going to Colombia, do not use dating apps because Colombia is just different right now. A lot of people are getting deleted and it's dangerous.
Damn.
I don't need no one to save me. I was born to be the greatest. All that time in that basement, all that time isn't wasted. Rapping getting faded. I just wanna tell my mom that I made it. Just wanna be the topic of the conversation. Used to rock the gold plated. Now I'm wearing gold chains like I'm famous.
Let me ask Kings. Okay, if men are having success in online dating apps, what is your reason for not using an app? Or have any other options, not cold approaching or going out to meet women?
Well, I would say so. You're saying that why should a guy not use a dating app, and why should he cold approach? Is that what you're saying?
Right.
I think that cold approach is better.
Okay.
Because you're actually able to have real-time interaction. Because when you're talking to a woman on an app, you're sending a message, right? So you have to think about what you're saying. When you're talking to a woman in real time, you can't turn your back and be like, hold up, let me type this down, and then you know what I mean, type this down and press send. You got time to think. When you're talking to a woman face to face in real time, you know what I mean, like you have to react right then and there. And doing that will actually make you more comfortable speaking with women, even if the woman rejects you, whatever. But the thing is that the more you do it, that the more comfortable you are. And we're all men, you know what I mean? Like all men have gotten rejected, so it's all good. You know what I mean? It's all good. So that's why I would say that it's better. Now, I'm not anti-dating app. I don't want to say that. I'm not anti-dating app. But if you ask me to pin one against the other, which one do I think is better? I would say cold approach. But
so has that been like more of your successful rate with women?
Absolutely, yeah. Well, you got to think. You know what I mean? So I'm about to be 38. So like before dating apps came about, like I was already, you know what I mean? Like when did dating apps start coming out? When
2012, 2013.
Something like that.
So I was already I'm 85. So what? I was already like
I think dating apps were before 2013, wasn't it? I think it was way before that.
So let's just say like I was like 24, 25-ish or whatever the case is, right? So I'm already in adulthood, dealing, like speaking with women, and how we were able to talk to women was pretty much like dating apps. Like the only app that we had, we had My Yearbook, we had
MySpace.
Oh yeah, MySpace. But before
Black Planet, Miente.
But before days. right.
Miente days, Black Planet.
And the Latin version, Mejente. Remember that one?
Yeah. That's what I said. Yeah, Mejente.
Yeah.
That's old school.
I know. Right. Yeah, but like but before like those started coming out, I was already used to speaking with women. As I mentioned, when I was throwing events, like when I had to sell tickets, for people to come to my events, like I had to do all that face-to-face interaction. And that's how I actually got over my social, because I was socially awkward when I was like 12, 13 years old. I was afraid, but like I what I liked money more. So I was like, hey, you know what? I got to get over this fear. And if I can make money, and you know what I mean? You 14 years old and like you got a job and the job is only paying you like $4 or $5 an hour at that particular time. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then you could sell tickets and you could get, $5 or $7 off of a ticket. You know what I mean? You want to get your hustle on. So I'm like, what? I gotta shake this shit off. Pardon my language. I gotta shake this off. You know what I mean? So I can get some money. So I could get some money and talk to beautiful women, and you know what I mean, and get popular. So I'm like, all right, I'm with it.
So you said you don't. You said you believe in cold approaching, correct?
Sure.
All right. So that's been more of your successful rate in getting women.
Yeah.
Okay. So as far as that goes, as building a relationship.
Cold approach and warm approach. So I guess a warm approach would be like an introduction. You know what I mean?
So has most of your success rate in your past, let's say with your previous relationships, your ex-girlfriends, has it been more like cold approaching or?
Well, I met her, like I was talking to her on Instagram, and then I met her in person. But like pretty much outside of her, other relationships that I've been in, it's usually been like a warm approach. Like someone will introduce me because, as I mentioned, like, so I'm throwing events, right? So like, you know, when you throw events, you meet a lot of people. So this person, you know, this person does this person does that, right? And so I'm the coordinator. So I'm putting all these pieces together. So like, I got to get the sound. I got to get the DJ. I got to get the security. I got to get the location. If I'm having an artist perform, I got to get the artist. Artist needs a per diem. So, artist needs a hotel. So when you're dealing with that, you get a chance to meet a lot of people and you get introduced to a lot of people. So I would say most of my success has been through warm and cold approach. Not, you know, and again, not to debunk dating apps, but again, this is my experience. So I can only speak for me.
QB, got something you want to add?
Yeah. So, I got a question for Kings after I do my response, but
sure.
We can all agree that we're currently in a sexual global marketplace. So, with dating apps, that gives you access to women all over the country, Colombia, Spain, India, wherever. So by having a good dating profile and having matches and interacting with these girls, you're not dependent on cold approaching, going out and meeting girls because you're able to meet them on dating apps. So it can be very, very effective. And I use dating apps and I still use them to meet girls when I'm out on these trips, because I'm not always dependent on going out to a club or meeting girls through other people.
Okay? Yeah, it's good. It's good to pipeline, sure.
Right. So if you don't use the dating app, how were you able to meet your ex-girlfriend via Instagram? Like, how did that work?
Yeah, so the club that I like to go to is a reggae dancehall club. As you can see, I'm Jamaican, right? So so I looked that up, found the name of the club on Instagram, and so they posted a flyer, whatever. So you can see who all liked it. So I happened to come across her Instagram, added her, and then she and I we added each other. We just kept in communication until I went down there. I went down there probably like a month or so later, and then that was that. I wouldn't necessarily consider Instagram a dating app per se, but I guess now it is. You know, because I would consider Instagram more or less a networking app, but you know, but people use it to slide in DMs and stuff like that.
Right, gotcha.
But again, hold on. But before you do respond, you know, I'm never gonna say that I'm anti-dating app because that, you know, that would be factually incorrect because I've used dating apps. So and I am a believer in pipelining.
A dating app is more effective than to meet a girl through Instagram. A lot of these girls have a huge following, and with Instagram, women are able to get a lot of attention and a lot of simps through their DMs. Not saying that you're a simp. So I think Instagram is a great leverage for a man to display his lifestyle. So when I'm out with the main or any other girl, other women see that, and they see that, oh wow, you know, he's here at this place with this girl, and he's doing this over here with this other girl. That holds a lot of leverage because it's like, okay, this guy is pre-selected. You know, he's not thirsty. And so that's how effective Instagram can be. But to slide in a girl's DM and start an actual relationship or conversation, like, how successful is that? Like, how were you able to be successful in that whole interaction? Because I believe you dated her for what, like, some time, right?
Yeah, about 2.5, 3 years. So I don't. So I like, how was I able to be successful? I don't understand the question. Like, I mean,
okay, so you DM'd her, okay?
Sure.
I mean, she's a fairly attractive girl.
Sure.
So how were you able to be the outlier in that situation? Like, how did that work? Like, how successful were you able to make that happen? If she's on Instagram, and I'm assuming that she probably had a large following of followers. No? Okay.
No.
So how were you able to be
and that's one of the reasons why, like, I kept her around. So okay, so let me say this about me, right? So the thing is, like me, I'm only speaking for myself, but
Right.
if a woman has like a large amount of followers on Instagram, like, for me, that's a turnoff. Like, I think, like, she, like, at that particular time, she didn't even have like 1,000 yet. You know what I mean? So like, I was like, okay, cool. And like, yeah, like, if I see like a woman, she has like over, like, I mean, unless she's promoting a product or something like that, but if it's just a woman, she doesn't need Instagram for her job, and she has, like, you know, 5K and over. Well, 5K, I start to kind of raise an eyebrow. 10K and higher, and again, I'm saying this is a woman, like, she doesn't need social media to do her job, or she's not marketing a product. If she's a model or, you know, entertainer or something like that, you know, I get that. But if she's just a regular woman, has a regular job, and has that many followers, to me, that makes me uncomfortable.